I can feel the air.
What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm the Governor, and this is the Console Corner Podcast, your number one source for all things gaming. If this is your first time listening to the show, we dive deep, oh so deep, into the gaming industry, news, games, and everything in between. We even hook you up with some of the best gaming deals around with Foxy Deals, and let you know what games you can play right now with Magic Mike and what's out now later on in the show. Tonight is going to be a great show, lots of topics to talk about. Most of them I really barely even looked at because I've been working so much, but we're going to roll anyway. First, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of our hosts on the Console Corner. First up, we have a lady of Fox Firex.
Hey, what's up, everybody in the chat? Thanks for joining us. Wow, this looks familiar. That setup, though. So yeah, thanks to everybody for hanging out.
Sweet. Next up, we have... let's see. We'll go with SheWulf.
I was gonna say there's only two of us.
Damn.
That hard?
Maybe.
Really? Hi, everybody.
I'm back on cam. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm like, ugh.
Really?
Next up, we have Mr. Magic Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Real quick before we get into the rest of that, yes, everybody, because I've seen a bunch of stuff going on in the chat. Noof has left the show. He went to go do some other things. It was totally cool. There was nothing going on. He just wanted to do some other cool stuff, and we're totally going to let him. We wish him all the best and everything like that. We'll miss him and all that.
We're gonna let him.
Yeah, we let
guys,
him.
I
we're gonna
control
hold him
you,
here.
bro.
We're
You're
gonna hold
mine.
him here. We
Wow.
wish you the best, Noof. All the luck to you.
Yeah,
SheWulf
so miss you, bro.
pointing out my bad grammar, whatever.
Gonna have to step up my jokes game.
For real.
GKB forgot how to words.
Yep. What are words? All right. If you're listening to us live or listening to us later, make sure you drop us your questions. We'll we'll answer them at the end of the show like we do all the time. Yes, GKB's back. He's messing up, so it's going to be a good show. All right. On to my favorite topic of the week, and that is what have we been playing so far this week?
I know what you've been playing.
What have I been playing? You don't know what I've been playing. You don't know
Really?
me.
Really?
You don't know me.
Really? Diablo 3.
Yes, I have been playing a shit ton of Diablo 3. It's the new season. All the builds are viable, so you can play pretty much anything and get up there in the Greater Rift levels. And it's
Diablo
fucking amazing! So yeah, that's what I've been playing COD 2 with you from time
That
to time.
is true. That is true.
You haven't been playing as much Diablo with me, though.
Really? I stayed
Don't really
up.
mean.
How long did I stay up and play with you? It was like 1
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm tired.
It was totally 12, but okay. We'll
It
embellish
was
a little. All right, so Foxy, what you been playing?
Call of Poopy. I mean, Call of Duty. Whenever the servers work, I'm there, and we played a little bit in game time as well, and kept going all through the night until like 3 in the morning. But yeah, that's just fun. I really enjoy this COD. I'm happy with it.
Me too.
And then when I'm not playing that, I've been playing a little bit of Super Lucky's Tale here and there, on and off. And I love that game. It's super cute and adorable. And I won a giveaway from Black Tiger, so I got Need for Speed Payback. Is it?
Yeah,
I think that's what it's
Payback.
called. I'm like, Payback?
How is
Well,
that
anyway,
one?
I started it. It's really good. I'm like, wow, I haven't had fun with Need for Speed in a long time.
Yeah, because I didn't really
So
like
I'm really-
the other one, so I was kind of...
Yeah. I lost them a long time ago. Ever since Carbine came out, I'm like not been paying attention that much to them. And then I played a little bit of, what was it, Most Wanted. That was really fun. But then that's it. This one's really good though.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out then. I will take Foxy's word for it. Magic Mike, what you been playing, bro?
Oh man, I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins. That game, it's so much better than I ever expected it was going to be. It's Assassin's Creed is back, and I'm so happy it's back because I love that franchise. And I've also been finding time to get in a little bit of Call of Duty. I haven't gotten into the multiplayer yet, been playing a lot of the campaign. And Super Lucky's Tale. I picked that game up, got it on a whim there. And I got to say, it's really blowing me away. It looks amazing. It plays really well. Like Fox was saying, it's like super fun and super cute. It's nice to have a game that I can play with the kids, because Assassin's Creed Origins, Call of Duty, Evil Within 2, those games not really quite kid friendly. So Super Lucky's Tale, I've been having a lot of family fun time with that.
Nice. I want to get into that night. I mean, I've downloaded it last night or the night before, and I still haven't got a chance to play it. And I totally want to get into it because I love platformers and all that. So I definitely want to give it a try. What about you, SheWulf? What
Yeah.
you playing? Well, we kind of know because we watch you on Mixer every day.
Yeah, everyone can just watch me and you'll know what I'm playing. I've been playing Diablo 3. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. I'm almost to Prestige. Almost.
Yep. What are you, like 50-something?
Yeah. And then, of course, I've been playing Super Lucky Tales. Shout out to Roby. I don't know if I was actually supposed to say that or not, but shout out to you.
Too late now.
I think he kind of hinted at it last show.
Yeah,
Actually,
I think he actually said that last show that he gave, like he got. I think I don't know, but either way,
Yeah.
huge shout out. Thank you, Roby. That game drove me crazy though. When you die,
Aw.
like I would try to jump and I'd fall off the edge, and then like when you
That's
die,
totally...
yeah, it's
see
me. Me and jumping puzzles don't work. But when you die like completely, you have to start all over. I'm like, no. I didn't like
mean
it.
no?
I was done. I was like,
She's like,
I'm
no.
done.
She's like, I gotta start all over.
it's so
I hate this
cute.
game.
I'm
It's so
done.
charming and it's beautiful. It
It's
just
pretty. I'll watch someone else play it.
I'll play it.
I also played Assassin's Creed. That was a gorgeous game. I did enjoy playing that game. It's pretty much The Witcher 3, but in Egypt, which is kind of cool. I still wish I could have been a female character. Only just because it would have been cool to run around as a female character in Egypt. But I think that's really about the gist of like the newer games I've been playing lately.
Well, now, if you keep playing Assassin's Creed, there are a couple of missions later on in the game where, potential spoiler alert here, you do get to play as by ex-wife.
Ooh.
That's kind of cool then. I actually also was playing during the weekend. I got to play in a closed beta of a new game that's coming, the Dawning Project.
Yeah, I don't know about that game.
That game is interesting. It's literally just like the Hunger Games because it even has like the 5 rounds that actually get taken away. So it's neat. It's like a form of PUBG but more Hunger Games style. It was actually really interesting, and it was actually quite fun. But I got to play the closed alpha, and they actually released it to streamers to be allowed to show it.
That game,
so.
like, when I was watching you play it, I was like, I like the art style and all that kind of stuff, but then I was watching a lot of, like, the mechanics from the players, and I could see, like, players getting overused, especially, like, the stealth guy where he goes kind of invisible and stuff like that. I could see, like, everybody want to play that one, because you could just sneak up on somebody and just bash them or whatever.
Well, I don't know exactly how that's going. We didn't get to play that part. We didn't get that skill. So, but I don't, or the thing is, okay, so there's these special boxes that drop down every now and then. And if you're lucky to get to it in the first place. So if it's like one of your skills, it may actually only be allowed to be used once. Like once you use it, that's it. You can't use it again. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like just a special, like a special gift that they give you. I think is kind of how it works because there's these boxes you could run to, and I got one of them and I used one, but then it was gone. After I used the ability, it was gone. So if it's something like that, that's okay then. Yeah. Because whoever gets to it, and if you can survive, then, well, power to you then.
I don't know. I'm just going to play PUBG. I'm good.
PUBG, remember guys, it's releasing on Xbox One December 12th.
Yeah. Play it. All right, let's go ahead and get into the first topic. Layoffs hit Telltale Games. Is this the sign of gaming getting burned out of the episodic content, or loss of interest in their style, the point-and-click adventures, and also Coalition extends a hand out to anybody that got laid off. Hey, we got some job openings. Come out, fill out some applications. Maybe you could make some gears.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Future gears.
Future gears.
I mean, when I heard this news, I honestly I didn't feel too surprised about it because like what we were saying in the topic there, when it comes to the Telltale Games, that style they've come out with so many games in the past I want to say like 2 years I mean, they've dipped their hands into a lot of franchises. We know we've got The Walking Dead. They got that Walking Dead spinoff with Michonne, Guardians of the Galaxy, Batman, like Marvel, DC. They're all over the place. So I think that they've pumped out so much, and I'm not saying that their stuff isn't good. I mean, heck, we even had the Game of Thrones game, which love it or hate it, it is what it is. I feel like there's just been too much content from them. That's why people may have started ignoring some of their newer stuff, and maybe that's impacting their sales.
Yeah, I think you're right. Since there's so much content and so many different episodes or seasons that they bring out with so many different styles, but obviously it's the same gameplay. Well, people are more picky about it, and they're like, well, I'm just going to get Batman, not worry about Guardians. Or if you're a Marvel fan, then you would do one or the other. Also, some people I know are getting burnt out with the whole Walking Dead thing, so they're kind of like, okay, we get it, Clementine. I love the series, I love their games regardless, but obviously they are trying to do too much. So it sucks that this happened, and they had layoffs for 25% of the people that
workforce.
that they were working there, which is crazy, which sucks. But I'm glad that Coalition, and maybe other studios as well are hiring, and they'll pick them up. But I feel like this is better because maybe they could focus on the quality instead of the quantity of the games that they've been releasing. Yeah. And even then, they're still working on Batman right now. I think Guardians. I think it's either they're done with it and it hasn't come out, or something like that. And then they still have other stuff that's coming out that they have to work on, like the Wolf Among Us season 2 and the last season of the Walking Dead stuff that they want to do. So fewer, maybe better.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, everybody in the chat, yes, I'm back. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Great to see you guys. And Chase, that was totally homo, bro. Just saying. Wow. But yeah, I've made a commitment to be on the show. I don't care if work burns down or whatever. I'm going to be here every week. So don't worry. I'll be here. Okay, so yeah, I kind of go along with what Foxy's saying. I think it's kind of just like a slimming down. I think they probably got a little too big for their britches kind of thing. They're probably spending more money than bringing it in. They're just trying to balance it out, and I think that happens with a lot of businesses out there. They have to trim the fat, so to speak. I don't really think they're in trouble or anything like that. I don't think Telltale's going to shut doors next month or anything like that. I'm sure they got a lot of games in the pipe, and it could be. As of late, they've been putting out a lot of games. It could be a little oversaturation, stuff like that. And who knows, maybe they're even, going back and working on that engine a little more, because it's still kind of a pain point for some people. It doesn't have the greatest performance and stuff like that, but maybe the Pro and the Xbox One X will handle that stuff, just brute force it. But yeah, I think it's just trimming the fat for the most part.
Well, that's kind of... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, I was gonna say it's not uncommon for developers to have a set of layoffs after a project is concluded. So part of me wonders, if they're laying off 25% of their workforce, does that mean they don't have as many projects lined up for the future as they have had the past 2 years? Which I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with, because I still haven't even had a chance to get into Guardians of the Galaxy. I hadn't even gotten the second episode of Batman season 2, and I really like Batman, but I haven't. There's been so many other games coming out. It's been hard to find time to even, put in 2 hours with a Telltale game. It
could be too, Mike. They ramped up the studio because they did have a lot of those games like Guardians of the Galaxy, Batman, all that kind of stuff, and they probably need that workforce. And maybe it's spun down a little bit, and they still have projects in the pipe, I'm sure, but just not as many to justify having that extra 25% of people in there.
Right.
I really think that's just really all it is. What were you gonna say, SheWulf?
Well, it's just more or less the thing about the Telltale games. They are neat games, but at the same time, you can only do a walking tap simulator type style of game for so long, and
it's a point and click.
Yeah, all it really is though it's a skin for each game. You're still doing the same kind of style for each of them.
Yep.
And
put the lotion on the skin.
Do people? I think a lot of people more or less just actually play it to get the achievements, because it's a real easy achievement. I know a few of them, I literally just, I would get up and leave and just let the story play, because it was kind of boring. So, I think, when it comes to the Telltales, yes, they've done, I think, a little too much. Instead of focusing and putting a lot more into, say, 2 or 3 stories, and actually doing something, Batman, they did start taking in a better approach when they actually start allowing you to do more in it. Yeah. But the other Telltales, they don't.
Not being able to do anything. I thought that Batman was like, it fits like Telltale's because Batman is a comic book character. Like it fits their storytelling, their engine, and all that kind of stuff. It did have for some performance things, like whatever. But I mean, just as a storytelling aspect, I think it fits them well. And some other things probably don't. And not a lot of stories really resonate with a lot of people too. So this is one of those things. I don't think there's a big deal about it.
Yeah, I don't think the Telltale games are for everyone. Like SheWulf mentioned, like maybe it's boring for some. Like I think even Mooch said that one time that it's kind of boring. And yeah, I know a lot of people that play it for the achievements, but I also know a lot of people that play it for the story, just the content that you're getting from it. And then you care about some of the characters. Like this is why there's so many Walking Deads, because people care about Clementine and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
but you can only kill a zombie so many times.
True, but
it's even The Walking Dead itself. Like, there's only so many times. Like, obviously, it's like a group of people. They find another group of people. They're always bad people, so then they fight those people, and then you kill zombies.
Yes, true. But like I said, people care about Clementine, and so they want to know like what happens to her, what's going to happen next time, and maybe they see her grow up and stuff, which is kind of cool. So when it comes to Telltale games, yes, people care about the story as well as Chivos. And yeah, maybe a lot of people like to make fun of the engine and stuff like that because it's so clunky. And I think that that's why recently their job page for hiring, it has changed so much. Before, it used to say that they wanted graphic artists and story like writers and stuff like that. It doesn't say that anymore. They want engineers. They want people that could do better coding and stuff like that now. So you can tell that they are focusing and they're trying to make it better for the future. And I'm really looking forward to their upcoming games like Season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can just fix the frame drops that their games have, I would love them so much more.
And you never know. I mean, like these are creative people too, like all in the game development world too. You don't know what kind of like things they have up their sleeve that they're actually working on, like new game engine tweaks or a way to deliver a story that they haven't done before and all that kind of stuff. Right. And I think that's what's exciting, and I hope to see some of that cool stuff.
Also, plus layoffs. Okay, this is I think the one side that people tend to not really think about either. Though when it comes to layoffs, it is possible that those people got laid off because they weren't actually doing all that much. Like they could have been lacking in just their, like, I'm sorry, if I own a development company and I have like say people who are working really hard to come up with story ideas, doing the graphics, doing everything, and then you have other people that are just kind of more or less getting off of like.
Are you saying they're just slack asses?
It's possible.
I don't know if 25% of the workforce is slack asses.
I'm just saying some. Like, some people, like, a lot of people don't take that into consideration, though, when it comes to layoffs. Like, sometimes it is because of other reasons and not because
I'm sure they just didn't have anything to do. I think
production. Well, no, I just mean, like, it's not always because the company isn't doing bad, is what I'm getting at.
I don't think it's doing bad at all. I think they're going to be around for a while.
No, not at all.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into some Call of Duty or Poopy, depending on who you are and if you like Call of Duty or not.
I like Call of Duty.
So we got 2 topics for Call of Duty this week. Call of Duty is just kicking ass in the sales right now. And you guys know me, like I don't give a shit about sales unless it comes to video games because I want more video games. So I want them to do well. So they, in the first 3 days, like made $500 million friggin' dollars off of Call of Duty. I think that's a tell of how much people wanted to go back to World War II. So that's really awesome. And then the second one is, I think what's going to be near and dear to SheWulf's heart is the devs actually wanted to develop Advanced Warfare's sequel, which I thought was going to happen, but they went back to World War II, and they knocked it out of the park. I mean, they're having some issues, which I don't understand, Call of Duty. You guys do this every year. Why do you have server issues? Why do you have problems? Come on. Fix this shit.
Yeah, for how old Call of Duty is, like, there's no excuse. Like, their engines are not even.
Their engine is like from the dawn of video games. Like,
now I'm giving Sledgehammer. I am giving Sledgehammer
cheap ass Activision.
Yeah, I am giving Sledgehammer credit though. They are getting dedicated servers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure is the first time in COD history, isn't it?
Like full on, yeah. Like
to get actually.
Is that official or was it a rumor?
PlayStation 4. No, PlayStation 4 already has dedicated servers, and now they're just waiting for the Xbox One to get their dedicated servers.
Welcome to the times, Call of Duty. Welcome.
I'm just saying though, like, but I guess I don't know if this is completely true, but this is what I heard was that Sledgehammer actually pushed Activision to like actually agree for to use Microsoft servers.
I believe it because
and
I think
to
Sledgehammer
actually get the dedicated servers.
I think Sledgehammer has really stepped up and become probably the premier Call of Duty developer right now. Treyarch's kind of lost it for me, and that's just in my personal opinion. I think Sledgehammer is the best one. Advanced Warfare was the biggest rewrite of the game engine and game mechanics. That's awesome.
Well, even
now they went back to
Infinite,
World War II, pushing dedicated servers.
Even what's the third one? Infinite
Warfare. I thought that was a fantastic campaign, but the multiplayer is like hit or miss. Like
Black Ops 3 and the latest game, Infinite Warfare. Both of those games, I don't know, they were just off. But for someone who really does not cannot really stand boots on the ground that much because of 3-lane maps and all that kind of stuff, Sledgehammer hit this out of the park. I am not surprised that this game sold as much as it did. Like, you're in the trenches and you literally are not stuck to the trenches. You can go on top of the trenches and you have to watch your backs. Like, it is insane.
literally on top of it.
You can go on top. I had someone run across the trenches and freaking shoot me in the head. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you could do that. I did. It was kind of funny. But it's just, that's where I'm not surprised that, Sledgehammer turned around and did this, and they're zombies. Like, oh my god, their zombies are outstanding. The map is huge. The zombies themselves, there's actually a good variety of different zombies that you have, and they literally come from everywhere. You can't stop them either. You literally cannot stop them. You can't board up windows anymore or anything like that. They can come from anywhere. They even fall off the damn roofs.
I think it's to add that tension to zombies.
I think, and it's smart. It was a smart move because it makes it more intense. That's for sure. So again, I'm not surprised.
Chase, he knows what's going on. Advanced Warfare was fire. I agree.
Advanced Warfare was my absolute.
Oh, Fox,
favorite.
don't even do that to me right now. You hurt my soul right now.
She only got it because of me. But that's actually when I'm I don't know. Now this one's kind of my all-time favorite COD. So.
What about everybody else?
Yes.
What do you guys think about the cows?
Now, like SheWulf said, I'm not surprised it's selling because I haven't gotten into the multiplayer, so I can't compare it. But I haven't played a COD in years. I think the last COD I played online was Modern Warfare 2. So the fact that I haven't bought a Call of Duty game in that long of an amount of time, and I was excited to buy this game this year, just goes to show that going back to World War II was a smart move, and their sales are proving that, because I couldn't wait to get my hands on this game, and playing through the campaign. I mean, it hits you in all the feels when it comes to World War II nostalgia, when it comes to movies like Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, things like that. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm playing through the first mission at the D-Day storming Normandy Beach, and it's literally like, oh yeah, man, that looks like they ripped that scene straight out of Saving Private Ryan or something like that.
Band of Brothers, bro. It's like, oh my god, the pacing is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, I can't wait to get into the multiplayer, and hopefully I don't have problems next time I try to join a match.
Yeah, they're still working on all that stuff. Hopefully the dedicated servers fix that. Go ahead, Fox.
I actually, I agree, because Mike and myself are those gamers that they were trying to grab again, and they haven't seen us in so long. I even have some homegirls that got this game as well, and they haven't played since Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, and I was in a clan with them and everything, and now they're trying to get on and like, hey, you want to play? Let's get on. And I'm like, wow, I haven't talked to you forever, which is kind of weird, because that's what we used to play. We used to play a lot of COD before, and but yeah, I give Activision props for telling Sledgehammer, hey, we're going back. I know you want to do Advanced Warfare or 2, maybe in the future. Maybe they'll bring it back, but right now it's not what we wanted because of all the futuristic games that we were already getting, so it was too much. So I'm glad that they went back, and then we picked up this game because they grabbed us again, and we were on Battlefield 1 and other stuff like that, Yep. So they actually pulled me off Battlefield 1 to play this game. So I think it's pretty smart. I'm glad that they're going this way. Obviously, I can bitch about the servers all day. As long as you fix it, I'll play. You know?
Same here.
So just fix that, give us the dedicated servers, and I'm down. I'm just going to keep playing it as much as I want because this is my type of COD. I like boots on the ground. I don't like the futuristic stuff. I'll play it here and there for certain people that I care about, but other than that, it's not like what I'll be on 24/7 or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Mega makes a good point because I seen this a lot too with Battlefield, where the game mainly sold on its era. Not that I'm not taking away from their gameplay, and you know, Battlefield was a fantastic gameplay as
Boots
well.
on the ground and horses.
But people just, you know, wanted that era back and playing on, you know, the old school stuff, and they were just tired of the future modern stuff. So,
No,
I
and
totally
especially
can see that.
for like older gamers like me, you know, like Battlefield 1942, you know, the first Call of Duty, you know, even Medal of Honor and games like that. We had so many
Nice.
World War II shooters. I mean, I understand why the genre took a break from World War II because that's all that we had for the better part of the first half of the 2000s. But to go back into that, I mean, it's, you know, it's just been nostalgia on overdrive. World War II is, you know, one of my favorite historical events, you know, for as gruesome and everything as it was. So I love getting back into that setting.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out
Yeah, I
to
like
UK
that.
Daz in the chat, man. You're always rocking doing that mod stuff in there. Make sure you guys
Thanks,
go
bro.
sub and all that kind of stuff and check out his show too. He's got a good show going on too.
Yeah. I was gonna say I really liked World War II, and I like the modern warfare and stuff like that they do. So I'm glad where it is right now, and I hope that everybody else is enjoying it really, because the numbers are looking pretty good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's doing pretty dang well. I think if they go and move to that model of dedicated servers, I think that's just going to push Call of Duty to another level, and you know, making everything fair and good for everybody. That's what it really needs. That host
they need to get
migration
on that
crap
quick.
and all this other nonsense. Like, this is so like OG Xbox stuff.
Yeah. As much as I love Advanced Warfare, I'm glad that they took this route. I think Advanced Warfare is probably one that they should wait a little bit longer to, you know, slowly progress it into.
Well, they won't make another COD for another 3 years.
No,
so.
exactly. But I don't know if it should be the sequel or if maybe, like, I guess they. I don't like. It depends when they actually
I want another
start.
Advanced Warfare.
I love Advanced Warfare, but it depends. Like, they can't go too futuristic, or they'll have the same problems that a lot of the CODs have had in the past couple years. So,
well, if you think about it, like, they're doing World War II now. I hear talks of, like, you know, they're going to be doing another Black Ops. Now, is that going to be Black
Treyarch?
Ops, like, you know, Vietnam times, like, more back in that, like, older style?
I'll play Vietnam.
Right.
they
and then,
should. That would be smart.
and then the next one can go on to whatever era, and then say, after those 3 games, then you go into maybe Advanced Warfare, you know, kind of like split it up every, you know, few years and stuff like that. I think that's fine. Because then, you know, if you're not into it, you play it for a little while. You
I
know, in a
know
couple years,
they
it's coming.
might be like, no, wait, we got a winner here.
I mean, they could.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people
That's
too, though-
another.
Go
That's
ahead,
another thing, though. There's too many CODs. There's going to be another COD next year and a year after that. So I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't care about that right now. I care about the one I'm playing, but I know what you mean because
Yeah,
they're going to keep going and they're going to change things up and they're going to have a different one for everyone. Whether they do Vietnam, that would be nice. Whether they go back to future or they do modern warfare again, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
well,
gonna
I think
I was
haven't
gonna
we said
say-
before? Like,
Go ahead,
go ahead. I swear we've said this. Someone on the podcast has said this before, where like, you know, they have 3 studios developing the games. They should do like a historical Call of Duty, then a modern Call of Duty, and a future Call of Duty. Let one studio handle the future games, one handle the modern ones, and one handle the historical ones, and then they can have that release schedule going on.
Yeah. I see that too, and then I'm like, well, if like everybody wants like the nostalgia, then the guys who are doing the future for those couple of years probably gonna get hit like crap. So I don't know. That's something they have to figure out. But I totally understand that. I mean, that would be a good one.
Timonos makes a good point there. He said that Black Ops 1 was Vietnam.
Yeah, but it's not like one that they do a lot of. I mean, yeah, it was, and it was really good.
Well, no, but I guess it should be like they should take it
they've
more
done a shit ton of World War II,
historical.
and they're back to World War II again. And that was my point before. Is like, you know, if gamers are finicky like people. Like, we're gonna go into like World War II and all these like, you know, old school shooters, and then they're gonna be like, I'm tired of that. I want something else.
Well, you know what's kind of funny though is like the World War II thing. I actually had a lot of people DM me telling me that they were gonna get it because like their grandfathers like told them about their experiences in World War II, and like there's a lot of people that related like personal like actual personal memories and feelings towards the game to actually push them to buy it. So
true. All right, cool. Enough of that COD stuff. Let's talk about some EA because they've been fucking up lately.
next time.
Oh, we'll do that in a second. So let's go ahead and get into EA. There's two things for EA as well. Microtransactions, which everybody knows they got destroyed on Reddit, which is pretty hilarious. They have the most downvoted thing on Reddit ever. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about too is EA is going to acquire Respawn, which I don't know why they didn't do this in the first place. It just makes total sense. I mean, they went to them, they published Titanfall and all this.
I was
other
gonna
stuff.
say
Yeah.
Titanfall was all done through them. So are you guys
It's
really
kind of like,
surprised?
okay, whatever. We kind of do. that
Are
stuff.
you really surprised that EA would actually pick up the company? They probably wanted to see if they were actually going to be successful with their game before actually completely dedicating themselves to it. And now with EA taking it, we could actually possibly see a really amazing Titanfall.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
mean,
I was
maybe.
surprised that they hadn't already picked up Respawn. I thought Respawn
Yeah.
was already a part of the EA, whole under their umbrella.
I mean, they were like
Well,
independent developer under them, like
they were
published.
there, but they weren't there.
But you knew it was coming. Like EA's
Yeah.
gonna be
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, you're doing some cool
Yeah.
stuff. We're gonna buy you.
Yeah.
Here's some a boatload of
Definitely.
money.
But that's
I
what I mean.
was
Like,
surprised to see that as well.
But that's what I mean. Like, maybe like they actually saw the demand for Titanfall, and they're like, okay, 3 needs to actually be done right.
But they're making all their games under EA. I mean,
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
the Star
EA is
Wars game
publishing.
is being done under EA as well.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And when you guys mentioned it, I was like, wait, weren't they already? Oh no, oh okay, I guess
Yeah,
not.
it's one of those things like you kind of already assumed it was, but it really wasn't, kind of thing.
No, I guess
Yeah,
the more
that's
surprising
funny.
thing is they acquired Respawn after Titanfall 2 instead of after the first Titanfall.
They probably like what they're
piano
seeing with their
fingers.
Star Wars game, to be honest with you. I think Titanfall 1 did really well for them. Titanfall 2 was like, whatever. But then they're probably seeing their Star Wars game, and they're like, wow, this is going to be probably really good, kind of thing. And they're like, let's acquire them now before somebody else wants to. It's one of those things.
Yeah, because Microsoft buying them wouldn't be a bad thing, right?
No,
Like,
I'm
I
just
mean, they
saying,
didn't
like,
do it in
EA
the
was-
No, I'm
first
t-
Titanfall, so they missed out.
Exactly.
yeah, they're. Oh my god, Microsoft. But honestly, there's actually a
Microsoft
bunch
does
of
that a
developers that probably aren't actually officially owned by a lot of people that we think they are. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
really, this isn't a surprise.
No.
I'm happy for them. And hopefully you can actually give me a damn Titanfall that I'm actually happy with both sides of this, like the tracks, and I'll be really happy. But
All right, I'm gonna go on a rant here about like microtransactions
Oh,
because
God.
y'all are what's wrong with these microtransactions.
what do you mean they're wrong?
Because I hear every podcast, every Reddit, every forum, everybody hates microtransactions, and I'm sorry, people. I love you all very much, but you can't say that and then go buy these microtransactions and think that miraculously it's gonna go away because it's not, people. You got to stop buying this stuff if you don't want this stuff to be around.
Well, but
That's
you're
fair.
thinking that like all the diehard, like hardcore gamers are the ones buying these microtransactions. I don't think that's the case. I think everyone you hear says I hate microtransactions in games. They're not buying these. It's the casual market that's buying them.
Yep.
That's who the publishers want to get to buy these, is people that don't know much about gaming, that don't know that, hey, you can just play the game and unlock all the same things that your microtransactions are going to unlock for you. So, when it comes to these for Star Wars Battlefront 2, I know a lot of people are pissed because, hey, you don't get to play Darth Vader even if you bought the $80 version of the game. Well, guess what? Nobody else is going to be playing Darth Vader the day one either. Everyone else is going to have to earn him, and I think that's fair,
I agree, but I
Well-
I will say like one thing with the complaints is like 40 hours to unlock a hero is a little absurd.
The thing
That's
about
a
okay,
lot of time in a game.
you can't really say the hardcore gamers don't complain about microtransactions because of the fact that some of the hardcore gamers pretty much get donated a whole crap load and then they just buy a whole crap load of freaking boxes and just sit there and open them and open them and open them like
Oh,
T-Mart.
No,
No,
you're talking about like YouTubers.
that's true. That's true. Okay,
Hey,
yeah, they're part of
Some
the problem.
streamers and stuff.
I think
yeah.
we're all part of the problem because I'm a hardcore gamer and I've bought microtransactions. I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm part of the problem too.
We've only bought the ones from Advanced Warfare and then we learned how like it was a bad idea to buy a bunch
How
of
shady
crap.
it was.
She loved them skins though.
They were so pretty.
But yeah,
I mean, skins are cool as long as what you're getting is not better than what I'm getting. And
Yeah,
we're getting the
exactly.
same skins or random skins that are similar, then I'm okay with that.
yeah.
I do have a problem with boxes and loot crates and all that stuff when it's not done properly.
Agreed.
So Yeah, it depends. And I do agree with Mike. Is the casuals for sure, and the whales. They're the ones
And
buying all
whales.
that stuff, definitely. And
Absolutely.
then
Hey,
sometimes
and
hardcore do too. Just sometimes, I think.
I'm sure we're that.
Yeah,
well, and
sometimes.
the other thing is, Battlefront 2 is going to come with all kinds of DLC for free. And the first Battlefront got just basically trashed because it sold a $50 season pass that was a bunch of crap DLC.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
all these microtransactions, the casuals and the whales, the people that are going to be buying these, thank you for giving me my free DLC. I appreciate your contribution to my gaming life.
I think that was part of it, but I also think that, their DLC last game was really atrocious, and they're like, "Hey, we're
They
gonna make it
had
up
to
to you,
fix
and we
it.
have to fix it this time," to get that faith. And then just when you think EA is doing it right, they're like, smack you in the face.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, they did knock 75% off of what it's going to cost to get the heroes now, or something like that.
Yeah, they lowered it definitely. So
No,
it's
but Did you hear that
lesser
they also
points.
they also reduced the amount of credits that you get for completing the campaign because they lowered the cost of the heroes.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
So they're like, well, fine,
I'm
we'll
so-
reduce how much it costs, but we're just not going to give you as much then.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm surprised they were actually going to give you something then. So yeah.
Yeah. No, they pulled
That's
a carpet.
new.
They were like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
No,
that's
but the
terrible.
reason why they got downvoted so much on Reddit was because of the statement that they made was off, and also it was saying some BS about we want you to feel proud about you earning your character. That's why you got to work so hard. And people
I
are
know.
like, how
How
do you
does
want
this
us
even
to
make
feel
sense?
proud when you can get it in a box? Is that okay? Is that gonna make us feel proud? And then somebody on Twitter from EA was like, well, that comment is not accurate, and that does not relate to what we're trying to do. So they had to back it up
I
and
really wish
take away what they said.
the developers would take Halo 5's model. They did it absolutely perfect in my opinion, and people can disagree with me and all that kind of stuff, but man, they went out there and here's all the DLC for free. We're not going to segregate our player base. Here's microtransactions as well that you don't have to pay for. You can earn it all in game pretty simply, but it helps the tournaments and doing all that.
But
other
it's
kind of
not
cool
even
stuff.
just that. The reason Halo did it so great was even if you go and spend all your money on all those pretty little boxes, your team still has to earn it to be allowed for you to even get one.
Oh, yeah,
So
you have to
even
get
though you
points and stuff.
have them,
You still have to be a good player.
yeah, you still
Yeah.
have to be a good player, and your team still has to actually unlock those things. The only other thing is you can make your character look cool.
And I think that's the problem is EA was looking at it from a money standpoint and all that kind of stuff, and not really balancing it for the gamers all around. And now they're just making big swings out of it, and it's just not doing very well right now.
Yeah, it's crazy how they designed this game and then now they're backtracking on everything and they're like, well, we're gonna fix the amount of points it is to get a hero. Oh, and we're also gonna take out the most powerful cards, so you won't be able to buy them. You gotta earn them. And I'm like, oh my god, why wasn't that in the game in the first place? Why do you have to wait till people bitch about it so you can say, oh, okay, we're sorry. Here, we'll fix it. Are you happy now? I don't like how they do that.
Yeah,
That bothers
for
me.
sure.
Yeah, they shouldn't be backtracking. They should just stick to what they felt the game was supposed to be.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into our first segment of the night.
Bang, boom, kapow, it's What's Out Now. Are those really the lyrics?
Don't question my genius.
All right, guys, it's time for What's Out Now with Magic Mike.
Hey everybody, welcome to What's Out Now, and today we're going to be talking about all the games that have released since the launch of the Xbox One X. So, starting with last Friday, November 10th, on the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox One, we got the release of Need for Speed Payback. I know Foxy recently got a copy of this, and I'm so jealous. Also, on that same day for the 3DS, we got Mario Party, the Top 100. Mario Party. It's always a good time. Then on the PC, also Friday, November 10th, Football Manager 2018. And on the PC, we got an expansion for The Sims 4 called Cats and Dogs, because everybody that has a Sim needs a cat and or
Aw.
a dog. And not to be outshined by Cats and Dogs on The Sim 4, on that same day for the Nintendo Switch, Doom has launched. The handheld version of Doom. I think that this is awesome for the Switch to see this kind of third-party support, and I can't wait to see what's to come in the Switch's future because we're seeing all these developers bringing their games over to this system. Then let's move on to today, Tuesday the 14th, for the PC. Last but not least, we finally got Injustice 2. This has been my fighter of the year, so if you only own a gaming PC and you love fighting games, you better pick up Injustice 2 because, my God, it is amazing. Then on the Switch, we got the release of Batman, the Telltale series today. I didn't really see too many details on this. I'm assuming it's the first season. We're already in the second season on other platforms, but I'm sure that the second season is going to be following shortly here on the Switch. And the Telltale Games, despite 25% of their employees getting laid off, they are a perfect match for the Nintendo Switch. I think that type of gameplay is going to go great on that. Then today, also we got the PS4, the Xbox One, and surprisingly the Switch from Rockstar Games, the re-release of LA Noire. It wasn't really my cup of tea when it first came out, but I know a lot of people love this game, and I hope that they continue to love it on their new generation systems. And that, all of my friends, is the past week of what has been released and what's out now.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, the Switch has been getting some crazy games.
Yeah, no, I mean, the third-party support on the Switch, I think, is the best thing to happen to that platform because that was one thing that the Wii and the Wii U, they really lacked. Like, the Wii had a lot of third-party support, but it was shovelware. So I'm happy to see AAA games moving over onto the Switch. And, I mean, we're getting Skyrim soon and Wolfenstein 2 next year on the Switch.
Yeah.
So, Bethesda is knocking it out of the park, making sure they get all of their current games over to that platform, which is a great thing.
Which game was it that Ubisoft put on there?
Recently?
Yeah.
I don't know if Assassin's Creed's going or not.
The
the rabbits.
No.
Yeah, that was the rabbits one.
No.
I don't know, but I saw like
That was
Digital
the last one
Foundry's
I can
like
think of.
Doom thing.
One of them said like maybe it was just Doom. Like one of the high developers was actually like, we're super excited on how the Switch is, how the Switch community is taking our game on theirs, and we're going to show more support a lot in the future and all this other stuff. But I can't remember which game it was.
Could have been Bethesda with Doom.
I didn't think it was Bethesda.
I think Ubisoft only put Rabbids and Rayman Legends. I think that's the only two they have on there.
Then maybe it was. I didn't think it was the Rabbids, but I guess it could have been. No, it might have been because that was one of their big titles that came out recently. So it might have been the Rabbids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that Batman you were talking about is season 1 because me and SheWulf were talking about that on Gaming Then.
Okay, I figured it was season 1.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. There.
Shameless plug. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to our next topic, and we're going to talk about some more Xbox One X. So we've got some... I got to be honest here. Like, I'm going to go on a little rant.
Oh, God.
This is the first time in Xbox, like, I've had tons of freaking Xboxes all the way from the OG to now that I've actually had buyer's remorse for the Xbox One X. I have had... nothing but problems with the Xbox One X. SheWulf can attest to these things. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I must have got a lemon, but the more I get on Twitter and look around and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of people having the same problems I'm having. And that's a concern, and I hope they fix it. I won't give Microsoft a pass as it's a new console. It's not a new console. It's a mid-refresh. It still has the same OS. It's not like they don't know what the hell's going on with this machine. They know this should not be having problems. Like, I have literally controller connection problems with a wired controller. Like, it literally turns off on me, and I can't play the game. I have to restart the Xbox. Like, game's not playing and all this other crazy nonsense that I shouldn't be having. I don't know. Maybe I just got a lemon. Maybe it's just me. But
yeah, no, I would take that back and exchange it for another one because my Xbox One X has been flawless.
Well, I can't take it back because there's not going to be any more Scorpio, and they're not going to give me another Scorpio
one. Yeah, this is a Scorpio edition one. And the biggest problem is, like, for instance, I was trying to stream, and one of the guys I was streaming with, he had an Xbox One X. I was using the Xbox One X, and it would not allow us to party, like, at all. Like, it refused to let us party in any game, which was really weird because then immediately when I switched to the S, we had no problems. Like, at all. So it's kind of It's weird. I have seen GKB had a lot of problems with Halo when we first got it. He had a lot of problems with Tomb Raider when we first got it.
I installed that thing 3 times, wiped the hard drive, everything, and now finally it's working for some random reason.
Yeah. So there's been several, and then it heats up. Like that thing heats up when it's like on sleep and it's doing like updates by itself. That thing heats up a lot, and you wouldn't believe how many DMs I have had from people sending me videos of their Xbox One X's not even turning on.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like they just literally go dead. So
it's interesting.
I have absolutely nothing to contribute to this because I haven't had a single problem on my Xbox One X.
Do you have the regular one, or do you have the
I've got the Scorpio edition. And I mean, I have had a couple of I've had Assassin's Creed Origin crash I think twice since I've gotten the X, but I also had that happen on my S, so that is more of a problem with Assassin's Creed Origins. Yeah. Beyond that, I mean, I haven't had I've heard problems reported where the console turns off on its own. That hasn't happened to me. I haven't had any controller disconnection problems, but I'm only using the controller that came with the Scorpio. I haven't tried connecting my my Xbox One S controller. I haven't even paired up my Elite controller to it yet. So maybe that'll happen when I try to get one of the other controllers to pair up with it. But I haven't had a single problem at all.
That's crazy. I can't believe that I'm having this many problems.
You're not the only one. I seen some videos on YouTube of people like saying they used it for a couple of days and then it never turned back on. Yeah. And they switched the cables. They grabbed their Xbox S cables and they use those cables and it still doesn't work. And then they use the X cables and they put on the S and it works. It's like, and they don't know what to do. They're like, it's just dead. And that really sucks.
I used my S cables. All I did was I unplugged my S and I plugged my X right into the cables that were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried both, and the X was the one that was dead. Now that's it. It wouldn't turn back on after they only used it for like 4 days or something like that. That's crazy. I've also been hearing from a lot of different people, even in our own community, saying that they're having issues with connecting the controller with the system, or it not working properly, or something like that.
That was the weird thing with me, Foxes, too. Is like I don't go wireless controllers. I use wired because I just like the not less latency and all that kind of stuff. So I always use wired controller, and that would just disconnect, and that was like boggling in my mind. I'm like, you're connected with a wire. Like you shouldn't be doing this.
You updated the controller to it, so we did all
that
the
really
standard,
sucks.
And it's funny because during my streams, I have a lot of people that are like, "Oh, so how you liking the Xbox One X?" I'm like, "I ain't using it."
Yeah, she refuses to use it.
I refuse to use it because, like, the day we got it, I tried to use it on a stream, and I had to sit there for an hour just trying to get it to even work on the stream.
I want to be clear, like everybody in the chat, like this is just my issues with. I'm not saying this is widespread or anything, but I'm definitely having a lot of these issues that you see online and stuff personally, and I've never had these kind of issues on an Xbox.
Also, for streamers, I've heard people saying that their Xbox One X has issues with Elgato, which
that makes sense.
It's interesting. But again, like GKB said, these are issues that we've just had with our Xbox One X. It doesn't mean that this is the Xbox One X in general. It just means we could have. It's from GameStop. What do you expect?
Come on, they got it from Microsoft. It's not like they built it in the back. Well, maybe they did. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, and, that's the curious thing though is like I know with new hardware, there's always going to be a certain amount of hardware that fails. That's just a given. But it does seem to be happening more regularly. Even though I've been pretty lucky here, I haven't had any problems. I have noticed that everybody that I've talked to has said their Xbox One X is just as quiet or even quieter than their S.
Yeah, I don't ever have any like noise issues at all.
Okay, so now this is one thing that I guess I could say is different than that. My One X, when I'm gaming at night and I've got my headset on, I can hear it, but I could never hear my One S. So it does seem to be a little bit louder. That's the only difference that I've noticed is it's a little bit louder than the S.
I think that's a given though. Like it does have a more powerful GPU, which tends to get hot when you start pushing it to the limits. Like on Assassin's Creed Origins, those open world games really push the heat and stuff into there. And it is a small form factor thing, so it's not getting the most optimal airflow. It's doing the best it can, so it's going to get a little loud.
I've never heard the fan ramp up or anything like that. It's never gotten like really loud or anything, but it's just like the steady fan noise that I get out of the X. Maybe it's just the way that I have it placed in my room or something like that, but I can hear it louder than I could hear the S. On any day,
We don't
unless
have
the
that
S,
issue.
like, the sound really cranked up, I could hear the X louder than the S.
That's
We
interesting.
literally have them side by side, and we don't. Personally, we don't have that issue. So
Yeah, the whole thing is kind of weird because I've heard similar things from different people, but it's not common that it makes noise. See, a lot of people are saying it's silent. And then you have some few like yourself and Mooch who are saying that theirs make noise. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Now-
so what is it that's different in your box that makes it have a little louder
It's
sound?
almost like it's an oscillating sound. Like I hear like a wah 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 wah. That's the way the sound sounds. The fan sounds. And maybe I should preface that by saying I have extremely sensitive ears compared to other people I know. So
then be quiet
that-
because you don't even know.
Well, other people are
Well-
having the same issues. Not just him.
hey, but even with my sensitive ears, I never heard my S. So
Yeah.
it is louder. That's just
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I think that's, the price of being an early adopter and you're like getting it before anybody else. So you're going to see these issues and stuff that they have to work on, whether it is when they're building it or they need updates and stuff like that. The control signals, I don't know what's going on, which is really weird.
My thing is like, I get like it's the new hardware, and I see a lot of people, it's new hardware and all this other kind of stuff. I totally get that, and I totally get failures. But what I don't understand is games not playing, is my controller being wired and I'm losing the connection. That stuff should
Yeah.
not be happening.
No,
Because it's
that
still the
doesn't
same
make any
OS.
sense at
Okay,
all.
hold
Yeah,
on. I
it's
don't
still-
understand this line from Timidos. He says, "Remember that they are technically all custom made.
Well, the custom in the sense of, they
They're all
have...
manufacturer made. They're all the same."
No, like to hit the performance, they have to hit the certain voltage and all that kind of stuff. So some are pushing probably more voltage than others and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
and I don't know what you're talking about, but Phil Spencer personally put together my Scorpio edition.
for sure.
What? No,
Oh my
no,
God.
no.
I think he did because he has no problems whatsoever.
Well, yeah. I think GameStop put ours together.
Yeah.
Wow, that's bad.
But I mean,
Oh, wait,
even to
was it put
Timidos's
together out of used parts?
I hope you're not watching this, Chris. I'm sorry, but
even to like Timidos's point though, like I totally get that, but the issues I'm not having issues with the hardware per se. I'm having issues with stuff that should be working perfectly fine. Like I
Yeah.
said, games should be playing, controllers should be staying connected, stuff like that. Like I shouldn't have those
Yeah.
issues. And literally, I came home to SheWulf and I was like, I want to throw this thing out the fucking window right now because it's really pissing me off. Like I've never had that problem before with an Xbox, and maybe it is from somebody in the chat. I forgot who it was. But maybe it's about the haterade I'm drinking. Maybe it's just karma or whatever.
and it was funny
be.
because like he's like, "Oh, you're playing COD in the morning, so use the X. Use the X. You won't have any problems." Yeah, no, I had a lot of problems. I was like, not happening again. So I have not touched it since. So if anyone comes into my stream again, don't ask me if I'm using the X. I'm not using the X.
She's like, nope.
I will make sure to put that on like a huge description. Not using X.
PSA, public service announcement for everybody out there. I made sure, because I don't want this brought up later in podcast, that I took the Xbox One X away from SheWulf, and she always gets the hand-me-downs. She said she did not want it.
I did, and you know what? Now I'm really, really happy.
Yeah, you are.
Happy that, but there is other reasons.
So you
to
probably
why I didn't
sabotaged
want
it
it
on me.
Yeah, because I went in there and I'm like,
Wow.
I did this like black magic hoobie jooby jooby thingy on it, telling it to not
What?
Hoopy
work.
Jooby. Okay.
To tell it
Okay.
to not work.
That's pretty
She threw one of those gummy candies that she likes. She threw
Oh
that
my
in there.
God, everybody loves those gummy candies. They do. I have like this really on my stream. I eat these little like smiley face candies. Everybody like loves them. The yellow ones won't
Shit.
show on the screen though, which is really weird.
interesting.
I think my like green screen is like racist against yellow candies.
Before
Wow.
we move into Foxy Deals, I want to touch on one more thing on the Xbox One X. How does everybody like the games, the enhanced games? And people in the chat, please let me know your opinion too, because here's my opinion, and I want to preface it with I play on PC, I play high-end games, and all this other kind of stuff. To me personally, and again, my personal opinion, I don't think the Xbox One X is worth $500 to me. Now, you all... Your customers, you got to figure that out on your own. But to me, I don't think it was worth $500. I played Rise of the Tomb Raider when I finally got it working. I played it in the 4K mode enhanced and the 1080p 60 or high frame rate mode, whatever they want to call it. the high frame rate mode looked terrible. Enhanced mode was absolutely the best version. And 4K, they turned too many damn things down on there to hit a resolution bump. And that's been my problem with this whole 4K resolution push, is they're worrying about a resolution instead of what's in the game and, you know, how it looks and everything like that. So the enhancements are there. They definitely look better than the Xbox Ones and all that kind of stuff at, you know, the lower resolutions and all that. You definitely get a clearer image. Halo looks great. You finally get to see the true version of Halo in all its bells and whistles. I think it looked absolutely fantastic and all that.
Craig,
I'm glad that you
will
asked that
never
question.
see GKB standing in line at GameStop for Black Friday. You'll never see it. I'm sorry, but
I
you
was in
will
line for the
not see it.
Nintendo's.
Well,
NES
no,
Classic.
I was in line. For
I was with you in
Nintendo.
line. Right?
Yeah, until we went in, and then you
Yeah, well,
left, and
yeah.
I had to go in and
I
stand
had
in
the
line.
kids, you know. This is...
Mhm,
Anyway,
excuse.
go ahead, Mike. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I'm really glad you asked that question because I don't know if everyone can remember or not, but last week, you know, the day of the One X launch, I said on the podcast that I wasn't sure if this was worth the $500 or not because I'd only had a couple of hours of time with the system since I picked it up. Now that I've had a lot more time with it, for me personally, that I don't have a high-end gaming PC. I don't have a gaming PC at all. So for me, the $500 I feel is extremely well spent. The visual upgrade, and now I was not one of the people that waited for the One X to come out to play the new games that were releasing this fall. I played a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins on my One S. I played it on the One X. So even on the One S, I was playing it on my 4K TV. It was getting upscaled. It was getting the HDR. Played it on the One X, and at first I was like, you know, I'm seeing a difference, but I don't know if it's enough. The more time that I've put in with games and the more games that I've played, I can 100% say that I have absolutely no regrets. The One X, seeing the 4K enhancements, seeing the way that games have changed, even seeing the way that the games that have not been enhanced have been improved. Going back to Xbox 360 games and back compat. I didn't mention this on the What Have We Been Playing, but I did play a little bit of Ghostbusters from the 360, and all that extra anti-aliasing and everything that the One X is doing. I can say without any shadow of a doubt that I believe this system is worth the cost for it.
Everybody says I'm drinking the crazy. That's hilarious. Guys, it's my opinion, man. I'm not going to come up here and say it's the greatest thing on the planet Earth and all this other kind of stuff. You're going to get real opinions from me, my friends.
And how it's working. So.
And like I said, I mean, last week, like, there wasn't like a huge enough like difference that I was just like blown away. But now that I've put that time into it, like seeing all the intricacies, all the little details that I didn't see before, the more time I put in with it, just the more and more worthwhile the hardware seems to be.
Dirty J has a really good question. He says, here is my question for the panel. Is it acceptable that Forza Horizon 3 enhancements are not available yet? Playground Studios has had a year to prepare for it.
I agree, and I think that's another good point that, you know, they're touting all these games have Xbox One enhancements, and then I have over 400 games on my Xbox, and literally maybe 10 of them have Xbox One enhancements on it. So... yeah, it's kind of
I have no excuse for Playground Games because Forza Horizon 3 is a Play Anywhere title, and that means they already have PC assets. Why wasn't this ready day one? I heard it's not coming out until January that we're getting the One X enhancements for that game.
Which is ridiculous. As for what TV, he's got a...
I got a 4K gaming monitor that I use for my high-end gaming PC that also my Xbox One X is
was amazingly donated, or, well, the money was donated by all of you amazing people. So.
It's not HDR, so to be fair, but I don't think the game should need HDR to look good. Like, it should look good on its own without HDR, to be honest with you.
Yeah, still a 4K monitor.
Again, guys,
though.
like, I'm coming from the standpoint of I play on a high-end PC as well as the Xbox One S as well as the X, so I have a lot of different views. Now, a lot of guys out there and gals only play on console, so to them it's going to be a much bigger improvement to them and in their eyes than it will be for me. Like, it's a very slight improvements to my point of view. Like,
well,
so
yeah,
just take that into
you see more
account.
of the difference between obviously what 4K, like native 4K looks like on a PC over what they say is supposed to be 4K native on the Xbox. You know, obviously GKB can actually make that comparison because he has seen the difference between what a high computer can do and what the Xbox One can do. So he's not only looking at only one perspective of it.
Yeah, and that's my problem with like for just not to like pick on Rise of the Tomb Raider or anything like that. Is their 4K mode from their enhanced mode? Like if you guys like take it, hit pause, and switch back and forth from the thing and look at the image, you'll see it change. And the differences in how it downgrades when you go to the 4K mode versus the enhanced mode. Like, go do it yourself and look at it. Like, the enhanced mode looks so much better than the 4K mode. You can see, like, the texture filtering is set to so low. It's, like, right around the character. You'll see trees pop in. You'll see, textures and stuff and there's hardly any ambient inclusion at all. Like, that's stuff that should be in the game. And that's where I was like, the enhanced mode looks way better because it has all those features turned on. So, they shouldn't be building games to a resolution. They should be building it to look its best. At whatever resolution that may be. Just my point of view.
Yep, I agree.
Now that rant's over and everybody's back to GKB's an Xbox hater, let's go.
Yeah, I was just crying in a corner, but it's okay.
All right, let's go get into our next segment, Foxy Deals.
Hey, that's a steal. It's Foxy Deals. Hey, that's a steal. It's Foxy Deals. Hey, that's a steal. It's Foxy Deals.
All right.
What's
Now?
up, Foxy?
Yes?
Go for it.
Oh, okay, cool. What's up, everybody? I was so confused for a second. So yeah, this is Foxy Deals, and I hope you guys are ready to check it out, because also I will be sharing this later on, but this is where you hear it first. So over here on the Xbox, we got the deals with gold, and not that many great deals, actually. I was looking at it like, a lot of indies, but it's understandable because Black Friday and all that other stuff is going to happen, so I understand. Some of the ones that stood out to me, though, Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter is $18.15. WRC 6, which is like a rally kart racing kind of game, and that's $15. We have an indie, it's called Ink. It looks really cute, and it's $5 if you want to check that out. And then we have Deadpool, basically a port, not a remaster, people, and that is $12.50. If you guys want to check those out, that's on the Xbox deals with gold section. Over on the PlayStation, PlayStation Plus discounts, same deal basically. Not that many things they're offering because they're gonna do their Black Friday stuff. But if you like Horizon Zero Dawn, the DLC is already on sale. So Frozen Wild, or The Frozen Wild, is $15, and it came down from $20. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Bulletstorm, which I think it's permanently on sale, and that's the full clip edition. It's $40 and 49 cents. And then we have some deals that they have on there if you pre-order. So if you pre-order Loco Roco 2 is $12, which is on sale. We have We Happy Few Deluxe Edition is $68 rather than $80, which is really cool. And then we have the Walking Dead collection with all the Telltale games together in one, and that is $42.49. Some online deals that I found for you guys, and yes, this is including some of the early Black Friday sales. First, let's get Amazon out of the way because, well, not a lot of people are happy with them. Let's be honest. So for Amazon, they will be doing something early. So they're gonna do more than 30 deals a day. 1,000. Like over 1,000 lightning deals across 30 different product and categories, and that starts on November 17, which I believe is this Friday, and it runs all the way until the 24th. So the things that stood out to me on there was a lot of TVs, like Samsung TVs, 4K TVs, and all that good stuff. And they did have some games, like party games, like the Just Dance and stuff like that as well. And then the VR bundles, like for PSVR and stuff like that. But those are the stuff that I just saw now. I'm pretty sure that they'll show more and more later on as the days get closer to the 17. So yeah, check it out if you guys want some headsets, some games, some consoles, and all that good stuff.
Sweet.
And for the Xbox, for the Xbox in general, on November 16. All the way through the 27, you could get Xbox Live 1 month gold for $1. November 17 through the 28, they're going to start the Black Friday sale for all the digital games on Xbox Live. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and whatever games they have on sale for that for us on there. But yeah, you need to have gold to get that early access on the 17 through the 28. And then on November 17 again, but all the way through the 27, you can get, for the first time ever, they're gonna have the Game Pass for 1 month for $1 as well. And I think that's actually pretty cool. If you get $1 for your membership, $1 for your gold, I mean for the Game Pass, and then you have all those games, you have early access to all that stuff. Especially if you just got your system or you're gonna get your system really soon. Still for Xbox, now through the 18, if you do buy your Xbox One X, you can save $50 off your Elite controller. So that's pretty awesome. And then we have some regular deals that I found for you guys as well. So Rainbow Six Siege for the Xbox One at CD Keys is $15.39. And I know that there's other deals on there. Like I always mention every week, like the membership for Xbox for 12 months is usually like $45 or anything like that. I know SheWulf and GKB have gotten some PC games on there as well, like The Evil Within and Wolfenstein. So check out CD Keys. And then over at Target and Best Buy, you could get Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 remix for the PlayStation for only $25 if you guys really want to pick it up. But remember, with Best Buy, you get your Gamers Club unlocked, and you get it even cheaper than that, so you'll get it for $20. So those are some of the sales that I found for you guys. Check out all those black deals. Yeah, totally. The Black Friday deals that are going to be starting soon. If you guys see anything, just send it my way, and I'll be sharing that and more as we see all the cool sales and everything that's going to be happening. I already got like a whole bunch of links saved for like Best Buy, Walmart, all that stuff. So, you guys want to add anything?
Nope.
I
That was a lot.
haven't seen anything other than what you've pretty much put out there. So
Yeah, and the
Foxy's
stuff
really
that we
good at getting
talked
those
about.
deals.
Oh, thanks. And the stuff that we talked about on gaming then as well. We talked about some of the Black Friday deals on there as well. But yeah, check out my Twitter. I will be sharing all this and more. And back to you guys.
Sweet.
And I just hope that Microsoft does the online digital Black Friday deals that start next week, like that they just all come out at once, and it's not like a staggered release where it's like, this day you get these
1 week
deals,
you
this
get
day you get
these.
the next deal.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
because-
kind of a bummer last year.
Yeah, that irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta
Yeah,
wait.
that is kind of weird.
I don't like this week. Come on to the next week. I'm kind of bummed about the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. I never got to play it before we got rid of a PS4.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually enjoyed that.
Oh, you
game.
already got rid of it already? Damn.
Yeah, we got
I thought you
for
were
the,
going to.
No, we turned it in for the Scorpio and all that.
Oh, okay. That's cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to all the new stuff that they're going to be adding. All the Black Friday deals.
Gotcha.
Hey. Eventually, it'll probably end up on PS Now, and you'll be able to play it on your Beast PC there.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess.
dude, have you tried that? PlayStation Now on the PC?
I have not. I don't know if I want to do the whole streaming thing. I know we talk about it's like the future and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just not ready. My
Yeah.
body's not ready. All right, let's go into our last topic before we get out of here and answer some questions from everybody in the chat. Get your questions in there, people, and we'll answer some of them. This is one SheWulf really wanted to put in there because she kind of took it personal a little bit.
Oh,
Player Unknown Battlegrounds Game of the Year contender or pretender?
what the heck is that crap?
I mean, it sold a shit ton of copies. I don't know why it wouldn't be a contender.
What? Well, like, how does? Okay, so please tell me how Players Unknown Battleground does not compare to any other game that you put on there. Like, really?
I don't know how it could even be in the conversation if it's still an early access title. Technically, it's not a final release.
People
I agree with
come
that.
on, they put DLC into those stupid awards. Like, come
Fair
on.
enough. Fair enough. But I don't know. If it's not a full complete game, DLC is one thing, and I'll give you the argument for that. But like, if it's not complete, it's not done. They're still updating, and it's not a final release. I just don't see it could be in the conversation.
Yeah, but
Right.
okay, come on. Okay, there's
That's not to
you
say
can
it's not a
you
great
can pretty
game.
much take any game. Like hell, Call of Duty might as well just be in a freaking beta because how much is screwed up. Like, Oh, like any game is like technically, and like we've seen game preview games actually go in to these awards and stuff like that as well. So why wouldn't PUBG be any different? It is still a top selling game on PC, so it should still count towards it, regardless of whether it's in a beta or alpha, because pretty much every goddamn game is in a beta or alpha nowadays with like how many like updates and glitches and all this other crap we get. So I don't think that's fair. I don't think that PUBG should be kicked out or even called a pretender just because it's in any form of beta. Gamers still play it, they still have a real opinion about it, and people still buy it. You're still paying for it, so it's still a game. A beta and an alpha you don't pay for.
Yeah, but it's still not a complete game, though.
It's not the point.
I mean, you're paying to beta test the game and stuff, but it's not really a
Nope.
final game.
It's not the point. You're still paying for it, which
Mike,
means
help me out
it's
here.
still a game.
No, I mean, I got to back GKB up on this. I think that anything that's in a preview program or early access,
You are
it hasn't
officially
had
the
a-
weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm officially the weakest link. Oh my god, come on. No, I mean, the developer's even saying this game isn't finished, it's a work in progress. That's like, I wouldn't say if PUBG can't be reviewed right now because it's not a complete game, then it should not be eligible for a Game of the Year award or any award for the year that we're talking about. It until it has its full release. That's the only time I think any game should be considered for any type of an award.
I don't know about this because it has the numbers to back it up. It doesn't matter about the
agree with
reviews. I mean, I feel like that's on them. I mean, you could review a game that's in progress if you want, and you could put
And
that
they
it's in
do.
progress. So I think that it.
They do reviews in progress. They don't review games in
Yes,
progress.
they do.
Mm,
Please,
I
they put a
mean-
number on it.
Yeah, but
I
I mean,
think that anything is possible nowadays, and the fact that there's so much hype behind this game, it should be an exception because it has the numbers to back it up. It has the community to back it up. It's always talked about and being streamed as if it's a full game that you could buy on PC. I don't know a PC gamer that doesn't have this game, to be honest. It's coming out on console now, but I still think that it could be nominated.
I don't even care if the dev stage shouldn't be nominated, Timidas. I don't care. The game,
it should be
no,
nominated.
for a game that has come and been outstanding, regardless, like, really,
not-
what more can they do to the game?
Well,
Well,
that's
here's the
like
thing is that-
nominating a movie
How is
for
it
an
really
Oscar.
not complete? Can someone please tell me how
But
this game is technically
look at
not
it this
complete?
way.
It's almost done, basically.
Like, come on.
It's almost a full game.
Oh my god,
They only
it's not
have one
technically a
map.
finished game. Seriously, what
It's
else are they
not
going to
fair.
add to it? A couple more leaves?
But see, that's the problem. If you make exceptions for these type of games, then you have to make them for everybody else in the past as well.
Well,
And
then
that's
they
not really
should.
fair. Number one. Number two, it's not fair for the current people that actually fully release their game to stand on its merit, and they could still make changes to their game and still be like, well, it's just a work in progress, and get them more points before.
Okay, hold on. First off, nowadays with how many updates that people do, they can add whatever the heck they want to a game and change a game.
Yeah.
When you have a multi-base player game like PUBG, any format like
What about a
Fortnite
single
does
player
it.
game?
Look at Fortnite. Well, that's their style of game though.
Okay.
Because even when PUBG becomes a full release game, they can still change things because they were a server-based game, which means they can change things at any
But they're
particular
looking at it
time.
on the release game. They're not
No.
being like, "Hey, next year we're gonna have it also in the thing with this DLC and yada
But
yada."
then
yada.
then that's where they just so it doesn't get nominated next year. Like
Hey.
if it's still put in as a game of this year, because chances are when it does become a full release game, it won't even be put in because of the fact that it's an old game. I bet you that's what they'll say. They'll be like, no, it's an old game. It's already been out.
Okay, so let's say they do. Let's say, hey, PUBG gets into it and it's not a finished game, and they make an exception and they let it in. Okay, so then next year, when that next unfinished game and then they don't get in, are you going to be saying the same thing for this game?
If it's crap and it's not doing good, then yeah, obviously it's not going to get in.
Well, let me go into a different medium here. Would you nominate next year's summer blockbuster movie for an Oscar this year?
But would they have released part of it though? That's
Yes,
the thing.
they would. They would have unfinished cuts that are still like ready to be
Well,
going.
if somebody shows me part of a movie that's almost done, I'm already in my head, whether it's not on paper or
Yeah,
not.
whether it's
I'm
gonna be
already
good.
judging it. I'm already judging it. I'm already gonna know if I like it or not because
Thank you, Fox.
they showed me most of the movie.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
what if this?
But
movie
this
isn't
is
done
okay.
yet?
But this
But what
is
if that part
this,
you seen isn't
hold
even
on.
the final game?
Wait
It's
a
like
minute.
totally different.
Hold
from
on,
that.
That's their fault. They should have not
PUBG.
released it then.
But you're judging it on that though,
But
and
hold
it wins
on.
because of that, and it's not even the right game at the end.
But this is the thing.
Come on.
PUBG, let's be honest, PUBG is technically it's full. They're only saying that it's in a beta or not a
Because
full
of the
release
bugs.
because
Yeah.
there's bugs. Because they don't want to
Yeah.
get the backlash from all the stupid social media crap sites out there that like to bash Slack every
No,
goddamn
no,
freaking
it's
game.
And they
Because
just
they're-
added 2 features recently, like what, yesterday or something?
See,
They
that's
added like
how
vaulting
can you
over
judge
the
a game like that though? Like where it's
No.
constantly changing.
But that is its game.
because it still
That
has
is
its
what it
numbers
is.
because it's still popular because
They
it's still
are a
being streamed every
small-
single day.
No. They're a smaller team, so they had to release it in early access so that they could get funding. to complete the game.
No. Microsoft could have been like, no. You have. It's still that game.
Everybody in
That
the
And
chat,
game.
please help
Microsoft
us
wasn't
here.
interested in this
That-
until
okay,
it was in
but
early
that's like
access and
saying-
people were playing it.
Hold on, but that's like saying, like, for instance, say an MMO cannot be nominated because technically that game is always changing. They're always changing.
Has it had
MMO
a final
games.
release? Is it still in early access?
Again, technically
it?
all goddamn games are early
Is
releases.
it?
So does that mean COD shouldn't be? Because technically that one's shit.
COD technically to me, even though it has problems, is its final game. It's released. It
and
went gold
PUBG,
and published.
How is PUBG not actually technically published?
How can you judge a game that's still in development? Is my thing.
Because they just use that crap so that they can have people pay into it.
No, because they're
and,
looking at
like-
the game like right now. Okay, say without any.
If you're
hang
paying-
on. Now they look at the game right now for what it is. Now before the judging comes out and everything, they add a whole bunch of more changes. How do you go back and then rejudge that game again?
No,
And then
if
it doesn't
you are
win.
Paying,
Let's say it doesn't win because of that, but could have won with this other part into it that they judged previously. It's not a fair thing for the game and or the gaming awards.
Okay, first off, Black, you need to just be quiet. I'm defending PUBG.
Oh shit.
He says
He's
I'm
not.
defending PUBG.
I think it's
sitting
not
here
fair for
defending
PUBG to
it.
be considered this year when it's not complete.
I
But it
agree.
is technically, we all know it's a complete game.
It's not
Like
complete.
that is what the game is.
It's not.
It is.
Until it comes out early access
No.
and says this is final, it's gold, blah 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 blah. It's not a complete game.
That's not that. No. It's the exact same game is coming out on early access.
SheWulf hates
the
PUBG.
Same thing. No, you know what? I'm hating you right now because if you are paying for a game, if you're paying to play
Yeah,
a game,
Supersonic. Right.
no, you guys can all leave because
Haterade right now.
if you are paying for a game, then it should be allowed to be in the categories of awards
All right,
because
here.
you are paying.
we'll settle it.
Which means you're.
Next week's show, everybody that's watching and watching it later on, put your comments on this show. We're gonna read them off next show in the beginning, and we'll tally it up and who is right on this one. Where do you guys think should PUBG, not a final game, be judged for Game of the Awards, or should it not because it's not done? Like the right people here on this podcast, me and Mike are saying.
So you have.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. This
All
is
right,
the
I
real
remember this.
comparison that you're really looking at, people. It's GKB and Mike against Fox and Wolf.
GKB and Mike all day
Bah!
because they're smart.
Please. I'm
no
sorry, but if
comments.
you are paying for a game, then you have the right to give
I'm not
your
saying
opinion.
you don't
Wait,
have
wait,
merits.
wait,
I'm
wait.
not saying you don't have
Well,
merits.
No. Let's go back to this. If you're paying for a game, okay, the game is in early access. You're paying less than
Yeah,
people that are going to
you are
pay
paying
when it's
half.
a full release.
But PUBG is going to be $30. That's how much it's going to cost around
In
the,
early
like-
access
No, that's how much
on
it's always
Xbox.
going to cost. It's always going to
No,
cost that.
it's probably going to
The
be
game
$40
is
worth of
almost
it.
done, guys.
It is.
They're only gonna tweak
I know,
it.
Fox. Like
It's
cut- like-
almost done. There's a reason why
Exactly.
everybody's enjoying it and loving it, and they have the numbers to prove it. They got
Yeah.
better numbers than most AAA
totally
games that
agree
are
with all
already
of that.
out.
game. Their
I
game's
agree with
not
all of that.
changing.
I just think for a Game Awards, it's not a real fair.
If you no, it's
Dude, first of all,
not
wait.
fair for
First of all,
PUBG, and
we're
it's
not
not fair for the
holding
Game
up.
Awards.
We're not holding up the gaming awards as high standards. Okay, they're pretty trash. But you know
Yeah,
what?
they
If they want to put PUBG, that's fine. I don't care.
how am I outnumbered?
They put.
I ain't outnumbered.
I wish SheWulf on this, guys.
Yeah. See, 2 against 2.
I'm
And
just
she
saying,
actually plays PUBG. I'm just saying.
I do.
We'll say this last part. If it's not finished, it's not really fair for the game. Number one, to get a fair judgment of it, And also, number 2, that opens up a lot for the awards that they have to make exceptions for other games that they shouldn't be doing.
Well, they put DLC into friggin' full categories.
But if
so
that's part
why
of the
should
rules,
a
it's
DLC?
part of the rules.
How?
Like, we don't do that
How
on
is a
ours.
DLC? How is a DLC allowed to be say a 4-hour
Well-
DLC allowed to be compared to a full AAA title
Just so
game?
y'all know, I hope you love this show because I'm not going to be able to talk to SheWulf the rest of the night for this topic.
Oh wow.
Y'all better love this show.
You know what?
Wait.
It comes down to the award shows are shit because like they don't even put real racers into racing games. Your dog
Yeah.
gets
Rocket
that
League versus
on-
Forza.
That's why you watch the Gamers Knows Best Gaming Awards. 'cause
We
do
will
it
have
right.
one this year, by the way, guys. We're just gonna do it a little differently.
Oh, wait.
And PUBG is my game of the year.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So there.
All right, Mike, say your last thing, and we're gonna get out of here.
No, I don't even remember what it was. I think it had something to do with like a 4-hour DLC. Oh, I remember now. So you were saying like World of Warcraft, SheWulf. You were saying like how could that be game of the year if they're always coming out with updates and all that kind of stuff? Well you brought up the 4-hour DLCs. If a 4-hour DLC could be considered, then the DLCs for World of Warcraft could also be considered to make that a game of the year contender in a year well after the game is released. So I think that all's fair when it comes to that.
You just pretty much agreed with what I have been saying. That
No, I'm
how
saying
is a
that-
game that's changing constantly or DLC, but yet PUBG? Like seriously, Mike,
Because
All right,
the
guys.
you just
DLC
want to
is
be
separate.
quiet.
This was
The
an awesome
DLC
topic.
is separate.
No.
I'm not gonna be able to talk to SheWulf the rest of the night because of this. So make sure you hit that like button, people. I did this for you. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. That was the show for tonight. Awesome topics. It was great fun. Always getting SheWulf mad is always great fun to me. I'm gonna go ahead and let all these awesome people shout themselves out. Big shout out to New for being in the chat there. We love you, man. Foxy, what you got going on?
Nothing much. I gotta do Foxy Dios for you guys. I'll probably post that either tonight or tomorrow. Also, Tim, I'm mad at you now because you sided with GKB and Mike, but that's fine. Good luck playing Call of Duty tonight by yourself. No, I'm kidding. I love you.
She come to
All
play
right.
with me now.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, thank you to everybody in the chat for joining us. You guys are hilarious. And also, thank you to everybody who's listening later on. Really appreciated. I don't even know what else to say. This is a fun show. Miss you, Noof.
Good times. SheWulf, what you got going on?
Mixer. Oh, so
Oh yeah, Gaming 10.
official what?
I said, oh yeah, Gaming 10.
Yeah, all right, I'll get it out there. So I was actually one of my biggest milestones was hit today. Huge shout out to everyone who came and joined me. I was hosted on the Xbox dashboard today. As everyone knows, I have become a Mixer partner. So if you guys want to help support the channel and stuff like that, please stop by and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You get some pretty cool emotes, which Sean LeBlair is actually creating for me because graphic designers cannot create their own stuff. It just doesn't work that way. It's never good enough. But so Sean's doing it, and they will be releasing very soon. He's just working on the very last one, which of course is the one everyone's been waiting for, and that's the Dakota.
That stupid dog, my
It's not
God.
a stupid
Oh
dog.
my
Everyone loves
God.
Dakota.
Oh, my-
Everybody loves
You know
him.
what? You all come to my house and see this dog. You're going to have a different perspective
Dakota.
on this dog.
Because everybody wants him. Everyone that comes here wants him.
Yeah, because he looks like a freaking awesome dog. But he's really
That's so mean. That's not
I love the
true.
dog, but Jesus, he's
That's
this
not true.
This dog
He
knows.
whines, and he's got anxiety problems. But overall, yes, you can find me on Mixer Monday to Friday. We have the gaming done on Friday at 12 o'clock. So if you're bored on lunchtime, come join me and Foxy. Because, hey, we have a great show. We have a lot of great topics, and we have a lot of like entertainment that we love to bring to you
Look, it's
guys.
Stevie
And
the
he's, yeah, you want to come up and say hi? Come here. Everybody loves to see you.
He's like, no.
Come here. Come on. He's going to come up and say hi.
Don't you look at me.
Oh, wait, don't pull the headset down. So, yes, everybody, that's where you can find me. And, of course, on Twitter. All of our information will be in the description below.
Mikey, what you got going on, bro?
Hey, you've got all my stuff down in the description below, but everybody can find me on Twitter. I'm active there Monday through Friday during business hours because I don't like to work. And you can find me here every Tuesday night on the Console Corner, my favorite place to be on Tuesdays.
Awesome. Hey, everybody, I am the governor, a.k.a. GKB. Love you guys. Like I said, putting a ton of time into the schedule so I can make CC every week. I don't care if the place burns down or whatever. I'll be here. So hope you guys enjoy the show. Hope you like me getting SheWulf all pissy. Well, me and Mike are all pissy. Good times. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me here at Gamers Knows Best. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Rock on. We'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.
Later.
Bye.